Push to get this farm just crack-a-lacking.
So yeah, I'm going to be making a video tomorrow with some very big news. I'm not even going to give you a hint as to what it is tonight. So you guys stay tuned.
Yeah, good morning guys and welcome. That was Boss Hogg's opening salvo from last week, where he said he had some big news. Well, it turned out not to be so big, Brian, didn't it? Because we've been here before. It might be a big deal for you, but being a broke ass bum, it would be. Now, for anyone who is thinking or considering buying that land, they've got a lot to consider. The legalities of the sale, leases and back taxes, but I would say the legalities are the very least of your problems, because if you are considering buying land from the Bahovel grifter Brian Granville Smith, then you are buying into a major problem, because the grifter, this scumbag, has got a very bad record. And in this video today, guys, we're going to expose him. We're going to expose a scam that he's cooking up, and we're going to expose his character and why anyone should reconsider and never ever get involved in buying anything from the big lump of lard. So, without further ado, guys, listen to this first clip.
About 8,000 square meters, could be as high as 9,000 square meters, just not sure because we need a survey. So the price is going to be 200 pesos per square meter. There's about 4,000 square meters of flat area here. Very flat. It's just flat as a pancake. The water barely runs off of it.
So between 8,000 and 9,000 square meters, depends on the survey if he has it done, at 200 pesos a square metre. So you've got the price, but there's other things that you need to consider, because what he's selling is a plateau, and the plateau is about, I'm going to be conservative here and say about 30% sand against soil. So if you bought that plot of land, will you have to remove that sand before you can build? And what will grow there? Because there's not much growing there now because of the sand. The other thing that you've got to really have a think about is access to your property. The access road runs across Boss Hogg's land, and let's just say, or an hypothetical situation here, what about if you have a fallout with the big lump of lard? Will he deny you access to that road which runs along by his pond? These are all the things that you need to consider. One other thing to consider is the fact that Boss Hogg is not a rich landowner who's selling land. He's a broke ass bum who hasn't got a peso in his pocket. Do you really want to be living next door to a bum?
Yeah, we're, we could sell that lot on the plateau, everything would be hunky-dory, but, for lack of a $40 aeration compressor, we're basically going to have to pull the plug on the slappy in the pot. And I'm in the mood right now where I'm tired of fighting. We can't get there from here.
So there you heard him. we can't get there from here. Pity me, Brian. For the sake of a $40 pump for the tilapia project, which you can't afford to buy, you may have to pull the plug on the tilapia. So that just shows you how broke this man is, and this is potentially what you could be moving next door to. But he's not finished yet, guys. Listen to this bullshit.
And there's many things that we need to do here that we have long needed to do that we haven't done for financial reasons. Wallet empty because of lack of funds and our lack of cash. However, there's things that we need to do to make the part of the farm that is producing indeed productive. We need to upgrade the solar. We need to enhance the aeration of the fish that we're raising. We need to do a little bit of work on the house. We need additional planting. We just need a lot of things that need to be done, and we don't have the money for it.
So there you heard him. Empty wallet, lack of cash, lack of funds, doesn't have the money to do anything, needs to upgrade his solar, his irrigation, he needs to upgrade that. He wants to do work on the shack, and he's got no money to do any kind of work on the farm. Now, this is a man who has been in the Philippines for 7 years, sits on a live stream on a Sunday telling everyone he's the best foreign farmer in the Philippines, and telling everyone how to farm for profit. And here he is, he hasn't got a pot to piss in. 7 years on, and he hasn't finished the shack. 7 years on, and he's broke. Now, what kind of down and out broke ass is Boss Hog to be selling land? Now, we've laid these clips out because this is leading somewhere. He is skint. He hasn't got a pot to piss in. And this is one of the main reasons why you should not be buying land from Brian Granville Smith. I want you to listen to this clip, because here comes the scam.
Anyone who's interested, shoot me an email, shoot Marcel an email, and we'll talk. One thing Marcel and I did not talk about is if we would take payments or not. And so I'm not going to say if we will or if we won't until I talk to the lovely Marcel. I'm thinking we might. We had a substantial down payment, but I'm not going to say any more than that until I talk to Marcel.
So there you heard it, guys, a payment plan, and therein lies the scam. Because it doesn't matter whether you arrange a payment plan with Fatso or you pay for that land outright. Let's deal with the payment plan first. He wants a substantial deposit, he said. Well, I can tell you that as soon as you send that money to Fatso, as far as he's concerned, the deal is done. And what I mean by that is this: if there's a problem and you decide you want to pull out of the deal, you'll never see your money again. He has no way of paying that money back to you. Your deposit is gone forever. So think long and hard before getting entangled with this scumbag. And then of course, if you decide you're going to buy the land and you're going to pay for it in full, same thing applies. Once that money's in Fatso's hands, the deal is done. You're never going to see that money again. If there was a legal issue after you've bought the land, whatever that might be, he hasn't got the money to pay you back. Because once again, as soon as that money reaches him, as soon as it's in his hands, he'll spend it. Now, think very long and hard about this, because you're getting involved with an absolute low-life scumbag, a grifter, someone who's done this all his life. Do not send money to this lump of lard. And I might add that if you have pulled out of the deal and you've lost your money, that land is still for sale. And there's nothing stopping someone else coming along, sending Fatso a deposit, just the same way as you did. Their money, just like yours, is gone forever. So, in this deal, it's win-win-win for Fatso. And as we pointed out in this video so far, Fatso is absolutely desperate for money. He has got nothing to lose, but you have got everything to lose. But there is something else that you need to consider. If you intend buying that land and being a neighbour of Brian Granville Smith. And that is, let's just say you sent your deposit and you want your deposit returned. Well, you won't be able to contact Fatso. He will go AWOL. He will ignore you. If you raise the question of getting your deposit returned in his live stream, you will be blocked, like many before you. Take Texas Filipino, who some time ago loaned Fatso $5,000. Fatso went AWOL. Texas Filipino couldn't get in touch with him. So, Texas Filipino did a little bit of detective work and decided to ring Maricel's phone number. Now, Fatso Boss Hog answered that phone, and there he was, caught like a rat in a trap. He had to pay Texas back, but he didn't want to. He begrudgingly paid him back. So, if you've sent a deposit to Brian and you want that returning, it'll never happen. He will ignore you and he will block you, just like he blocked Texas Filipino after that little incident. Then you've also got Richard Losey, who sent thousands of dollars to Boss Hog. Boss Hog has blocked him and threw Richard Losey under the bus recently in a video. Then of course there is Rick, someone else Boss Hog owes money to, and who brazenly sat and did a video and told Rick to kick rocks. So if you want your money back from Fatso, the Bahaval bum, you will be told to kick rocks. Then of course your new neighbour, the Bahaval bum, he has a pack of dogs, and recently a neighbour whose house burnt down, Fatso called him an asshole, and the reason for that was that neighbour asked Boss Hog to control his dogs, because his dogs were roaming on his land, attacking his chickens because the pack of hounds were starving. They obviously don't get fed at the Bohovel. So if you bought that land, will you have to deal with the Bohovel hounds? Will Fatso control those dogs? That's something that you need to consider. And then of course another neighbour across the way, Eco Farm. For 18 months that young lady was hounded. They bought the land from Fatso, and he made that young lady's life hell. She was there on her own, having to deal with the bully boy. So that is another thing that you need to consider before you decide to buy any land from Brian Granville Smith. So throughout this video, what we have shown is that Brian Granville Smith is not an honest, honourable man. He is a grifter, and any potential buyers need to be aware of what they are getting involved with. He will impose himself on you as a neighbour. He will lean on you as a neighbour. He is desperate for money and will do anything to get his hands on your money. He will impose himself on you. Do you want to feature on his YouTube channel? Because you wouldn't think twice about coming onto your land, camera in hand, making a video of our new neighbours. So be very careful, because you could be living next door to the neighbours from hell. And this screenshot says it all. So till the next time, guys, bye for now.
Final push to get this farm just crack-a-lacking.